Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It is fantastic to have with a software developer today who is going to talk us about his professional journey with us. He has been awarded a degree of Btech in Electrical Engineering and Computer from IIT Gandhinagar and did Master of Science in Computer Science stream from the University of Florida. He worked as an executive in Hindustan Petroleum and currently working as a software developer in Expedia Group, Washington, USA. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Nikhil to our talk show, Professional Talks. Welcome, Nikhil, to our talk show, Professional Talks.
Good morning, Vikas. How are you?
I'm good, fantastic.
I'm doing great.
Okay.
Good to see you in a long time.
Thank you so much. You are in India or out of India right now?
Like right now, I'm visiting India and visiting home Jaipur, Rajasthan.
Okay. So it's work from home from your company?
Yeah. So currently, I'm working on remote.
Okay.
Took some leave and went for a month of a vacation. And working on remote in this duration.
Okay, so we'll start our professional talk show. In the initial, we'll start with the introduction part, and in introduction part, we will cover your schooling journey and your college journey. So you can start with your schooling journey.
Sure. So I did my schooling from St. Edmund School in Malvinagar, Jaipur.
Okay.
It's not one of the most famous schools in Jaipur or in Rajasthan even. Then like till 12th I studied here and I have like a vision of being in an IIT which came from my grandfather, and he was like, listen, like there's an institute in which you can only get admission if you have really good knowledge. If you clear that exam, it doesn't require any donation. If you're a rich guy and even want to get an admission in this school, you cannot have it if you do not have that qualification or those skills. Okay. So I was really excited and like I was quite intrigued by that thought, like what is this college and what is this university and how is it even you cannot pay to get into it, and what is so special about it? And that was around my 8th standard and I started reading about what was it, and it was IIT Roorkee, and he was talking about like around time of 2003 when IIT Roorkee joined as a new IIT as an IIT, and then I understood like there are group of or bunch of universities in India which are called Indian Institute of Technologies, and you have to be really good and excel at your subject to get into it. And like I had a like good command over my science and mathematics, so I thought that would be a good opportunity for me to show my skills. And from there I like after my 10th I like put all my efforts to get into in IIT.
After 10th, there is an integrated course like you started IIT preparation from after class 10th or after 12th?
So I started like I had this idea and information of IIT existing in our society. So I had an ample amount of time to work on my skills. So I worked for like I studied for 2 years, I prepared for 2 years during my 11th and 12th. And after completing 12th, there is an entrance exam for it, which was originally called Joint Entrance Exam, JEE, which has now been changed to IIT Advanced. So during or like just 1 year before my time, that change happened, and we have to first clarify or clear IIT mains and then advanced. So I appeared for it and I prepared for 2 years. I was saying that there are a bunch of people or bunch of students who doesn't know IIT exists. And during the time of their 12th or like even after completing 12th, they come to know that IIT exists. Okay, we lost our option, but it is not like that. you still got 1 year of chance. So just 1 year after your graduation, you can still appear for that exam. And in that 1 year after 12th, you can prepare it and you can still try to crack it. And it's like we can say that around 20% of the students, which are called dropouts, they clear IIT. So 80% are the one who clear during or just after their 12th, and 20% are those who wait for 1 year and then appear for the exam.
Okay.
So there are two options if you work for it.
So in your journey, you had joined any specific classes or any coaching institute, like many of the students had doing their classes in Kota, Rajasthan. You did any specific classes, or you were doing any self study for this IIT?
So like I felt myself as quite prepared, and during that time the coaching institute were not so commercialized, but even then there was name of few classes like Bansal Resonance and all. So I had one institute close to my place which was Bansal classes. So I prepared for IIT JEE from Bansal classes, Jaipur.
That's great. And see, Nikhil, I have seen many of the students, like Kota is very popular in Rajasthan for IIT JEE preparation. So Kota is the hub for IITians. So what made the students to move to the Kota? Is Kota is the right place for the IITians, or we can study like self-study or any unacademic courses like this?
Like it totally depends, and it is not at all necessary first of all to go to Kota or to go to any institute or coaching classes. It is just that you have to be quite well prepared and well through the exam and the stress which you go during the exam learning process, as well as the feel of giving paper multiple times. The benefit of going to a coaching university, it's the test series and the content they provide, which is over the year of time is quite refined. So they have a benefit over it. Like when you have a goal and when you make a strategy toward it, which is like a well educated and well aware strategy, your chances of getting success are better than someone who doesn't even know what is the syllabus. So it's just that if you are well aware what is the syllabus of IIT, how exam happen, how exam are conducted, you are giving offline test series. There are books which provide old exam papers. So if you gel yourself through that stress of exam, and if you practice thoroughly and multiple times, I feel like anyone without going to coaching institute can crack IIT. It's just that you have to be well educated and well aware about this process.
See, that's a very important message from Nikhil Tak, who scored and who did his engineering in IIT college. And he said that coaching is not required if you are prepared and you are continuously studying your IIT curriculum. Then coaching is not much required for that student, right?
Definitely.
And how much score we required for the IIT admission?
It's basically on rank basis, so it changes every year. It's hard to predict and even hard to tell. It's just that there are only limited number of seats. Let's say there are 100 seats and there are like 200 applicants. So whoever is on the top 100 slab is able to like get a seat into IIT, one of the IIT. Which IIT? For that there is a counseling which happens after your rank is displayed. So it is hard to predict which IIT you are supposed to get. But if we give a abstract number, then I like from my time, which was around 10 years ago, if you are above 50%, if you score above 50% in your exam, it is like highly likely that you will get into an IT. You just have to score 50%. You just have to crack one alternate question.
Okay.
50% is the key.
Okay. So after 12th, is there any gap between your IIT admission, or there is not any gap after 12th?
I was pretty fortunate enough to get into an IIT without requiring a gap. But if you even get into a gap, it shouldn't be considered as a gap. It is just like when a lion take back one step back, it is just to charge on you.
Yes.
So you should not take it as a setback for you, and you should really put your efforts and energy into getting into it.
Exactly. See,
And getting
Nikhil.
into an IIT is a good experience, like an overall good experience. You get to enjoy campus life, you get to enjoy like a really good ambience, really nice, like really great faculty, like best of the best faculty you can get into India. You can get into an IIT, like you will have into an IIT. You'll have really nice hostel to live in, a well established, a lavish campus to enjoy, lot of fun. Like IIT is not only about study, it's about lifestyle, and
Okay.
most importantly the friends you make there.
So you are missing your IIT days
Really,
sometimes.
I'm missing it. Like whenever I'm back in India, we arrange a trip back to the campus, and it's like mesmerizing. Like it's
Okay.
hard to put into words, but it's a lovely experience when you graduate and go back to your campus. You can still relate everything. You still consider yourself as a student, as a not even as an alumni. You consider yourself as a student right now.
Okay, that's very great. And Nikhil, I want to add one more question here. See, there are so many students who are preparing for the IITs, but sometimes there is a gap after the 12th class, like gap of 1 year, 2 year before joining the IIT. So they get nervous that time that there is a gap of 2 to 3 years between our IIT journey. So is there any negative impact of that gap for the students?
Just to clarify one thing, you can just take 1 year of gap after your 12th. So if so that's only chance you got. So one during your 12th and 1 year just after to your 12th. And it shouldn't be considered as a setback. Like you you still got really good numbers, and since you have already cleared your 12th, you have something which you have secured. And like let's say you don't know what IIT was, but during your even your 12th 11th and 12th, you were passionate enough, you are good enough in your studies, and you get around, let's say, 85% in your school. That is something good that you have achieved, and you can build everything over it, like on top of it. You can next year you can work on your IT skills, just crack it. The syllabus is almost same. Like you can say that 95% of the syllabus for IIT is what you study in your 11th and 12th. It's just that it's in one paper, everything summed up in just one paper.
Okay. So we got the reply from Nikhil Tak. And Nikhil, after clearing from the IIT, after doing Btech from the IIT, what is the next step after IIT? How can we secure a job in the multinational company or in the India? How can we secure the job after IIT?
So first, I would like to say studying from an IIT is about experience. First thing, you get to know a lot of people, you get to know you get mentored by really nice faculty, the best faculty you can get into India. But it is just a bachelor, you should consider that whenever you study from an IIT. So it's not like end of your life, or it shouldn't be considered that you are on the seventh sky. So you should first of all consider yourself as every student in India, like who is in the job market, and you are going to again compete with every one of them. So getting into IIT is not like you are king of the world. So you still have to work hard, you still have to focus on your studies. Now coming how you can get into the job market.
Yes.
IITs, or like I think most of the universities in India uh, provide campus recruitment. So companies come to your campus and they screen you uh, through like 2-3 rounds of interviews, some group discussions, some one-on-ones, sometimes some uh, there are some CGPA requirements. Let's say you have to score around 80% of your academics to appear for a company. So for getting into a company, first of all, you have to like stay up in your game. You cannot forget that you are still studying. You have to still maintain your academic score, overall GPA, and then you have to appear for those companies. So that is first option, companies coming to your campus. The other option is you are open to the job market. There are websites like LinkedIn, Naukri.com, and like bunch of website where you can create your resume and upload it.
Exactly.
Where companies screen you through their filtering process and you can appear for their one-on-one interviews. It's just about the likelihood of getting a call back from a company. The benefit of being in a good university and in a place where everyone looks up to you is that you are in the limelight. Companies focus primarily on campuses right now in India. And companies like Google, Microsoft, and right now almost all the PSUs screen students from campus itself.
Okay.
So that is your best, not I can say best, that is one of your good option to get into a company, either a PSU or a MNC or any other company in India. So your first shot is from campus recruitment. Your second shot is open job market. But it is a number game. Seeing the population of India, seeing how many people are appearing in IIT, and those people are again going to meet you in whenever you are going to graduate. So it's not like you have won the race. The race is still on. It's a marathon. So you have to again compete with them.
Okay, very interesting. And Nikhil, I want to ask a question. And see, people after doing the Btech from IIT and after securing a degree from IIT, they move to out of India, right? So is there not any job in India for them? Why people are shifting to abroad? Say, I'm not asking to you personally.
Yeah, sure,
I'm
definitely.
asking to every student who are doing IIT from the India and they move to abroad after doing IIT. What is the main reason?
So the main reason is it's quite subjective. First of all, what is your reason of moving to a different country for study? Uh, Now, which country? That's a different question. So the reason of moving could be you are not. You consider first of all coming to the academic reason. You shouldn't understand that there are no job opportunities in India. Let's say you are a very academic person and you still want to study, and let's say you are in an IIT. You consider yourself, okay, I have achieved this thing. What better I can do? So the person looks up for something which is better than what he has. And no doubt there are great universities all over the world. So you try to like whenever you feel like you have accomplished or you have been to an IIT, what new you can do. And you have like an explorer or a wanderlust kind of a bug in you that pushes you sometime to get to a new university which is outside India just for doing masters or a PhD. And that is like, I think from my personal experience, I feel like around 60% of my batch, my IIT Gandhinagar batch, got into higher studies. Like they didn't even opted for campus recruitment. They already wanted to study more. They enjoyed the study that much, they wanted to study more. That's why they were looking for their better option. Some went to US, some went to UK, and it shouldn't be considered as a brain drain, first of all. Like I'm still planning to come back to India after like doing my masters and working for like 1 year at Expedia Group. I really miss my country.
Okay.
So that's one reason.
Okay, that's very great. And thank you, Nikhil, for sharing your experience, like how you did, how you score for an IIT, and how you find the job after doing. Since you had mentioned that you are doing masters also. So, from which university you did masters, and how you approach that university for MS?
Yeah, so I did my master's from University of Florida in US, and it was a master's in computer science.
Okay.
Coming to the question, like how I appeared for it, so I gave GRE, uh, and I have applied for around 5 6 universities, and based on my resume, my projects, my profile, and my work experience, I was fortunate enough to get into University of Florida, which is ranked fifth all over US.
Okay, that's very great.
That yeah.
So, Nikhil, you had shared your experience, your journey with us, and thank you so much for coming to our talk show, Professional Talks. And this video inspires many of the students and the young members who are doing the IIT course or want to settle in the US or another country. So, thank you so much, Nikhil, for joining us.